Greetings, Adlib Masters. Tonight we are going to do an officer installation ceremony. And mind you, I am fully confident that I'm going to be able to pull it off for the very first time. You see, you guys run on an annual basis for selecting officers who are going to lead your club to success in all different aspects. So tonight, please join me as we go through and we talk about our new officers that started just a few months ago. I'm going to be covering their key responsibilities, who they are, their officer roles, as well as I'm going to remind them of the challenges that may lay ahead within this officer term. The collective challenge for this group, if you're willing to accept this challenge, is to make Adlibmasters one of the best clubs in Toastmasters International. This will involve helping members achieve their goals, as well as leading the club to that very own infamous President's Distinguished Club status for 2020 and beyond. So please welcome me. If I could see a show of hands of all of our club officers that are in tonight's meeting. I see you. On you. Welcome. Good that you're here. So first off, let's talk about our first role of the night, our Sergeant at Arms, Lisa Dearborn. So about your responsibilities. You maintain the meeting presence, you arrange the meetings, you set up the equipment and supplies when you're in a physical space. In the virtual area, you may set up the Zoom, but I understand if someone else owns that task, you're comfortable sharing those responsibilities with them. You also make sure, like you did tonight, great job, starting the meeting on time. Now, I will say you do have some challenges. That's setting that tone with that energy, which you bring every single time. Hats off to you. And you start on time. Now, with this Montreal steak shaker, it's my gavel for tonight, do you accept the responsibilities of the SAA role for Adlib Toastmasters? You could unmute your mic. Perfect. Well, Lisa Dearborn, welcome. You are officially the SAA for the Adlibmasters. Next up, let's talk about the treasurer. We have Famida Rahman. Her responsibilities entail keeping the financial records, preparing financial and budgets, and working with the secretary and the VPM on submitting those TI dues. And we know that, hey, if we don't pay, we don't get a meet. And that's really the challenge of the treasurer, is really assembling all of those things together and making sure all the numbers match up. So for tonight, with my Montreal gavel, I bring you in as the treasurer of this club. And if you're present, do you accept this challenge? Wonderful. Excellent. I love it. Next up, it's our very own secretary, Bernard Hiller. Can I get a round of applause for Bernard? In his role, he's going to maintain our club roster. He's going to ensure new member apps are processed by coordinating with other folks. He's really just crossing the T's and dotting the I's for the other folks. And then he's going to work by taking notes and sharing meeting minutes with everybody. Now, as far as we know, his shorthand is good. Now, if it was mine, I might as well be just writing you a prescription because you couldn't read it. I bet Bernard's handwriting is much better than mine. So with my salt gavel tonight, I welcome Bernard Hiller as your secretary for Adlibmasters. If you're on the call, say, I accept. I take that silence as acceptance. Next up, let's talk about our VP of Public Relations and your responsibility. Your job's simple. You just play on social media all day. Promote the club, attract visitors, and send out newsletters or emails to the club, keeping them in tune with the pulse. However, within your challenge, it's me too, spend way too much time scrolling up and down that Facebook and Instagram. But it happens. I totally get it. So Mora, Tavel Molinas, I totally butchered that and I do apologize. With this Montreal Shaker, I welcome you as the VP PR. If you're here, please accept this challenge tonight. Excellent. I'm glad you are here, and thank you. Next up, our VP of Membership. A quick round of applause for Tim Helfrey. In his role, he's responsible for building club membership, motivating members to bring guests, just like Lorraine, coordinate the membership applications, greet guests and members, and they also have a special place to represent the club at area council meetings. Now, as we know, getting the members in here is tough, but once they're here, keeping them on board, well, Tim, that's your challenge. If you do accept, I'm going to shake this Montreal Shaker for you. Please accept if you are here. Silence is golden in movie theaters, but not in Toastmasters. Next up, I'd like to welcome our VP of Education, Lorraine Myers. Her responsibilities are to collaborate on members' goals, getting them to log into pathways and take on speeches. She maintains future speech lists. If you guys do it, that's awesome. She monitors that educational DCP goals, making sure people are getting through pathways. And, as always, she keeps those meetings fun. Now, the hardest thing that she has to do is make learning fun and exciting. But I know she's up for the challenge. With my Montreal Shaker, Lorraine Myers, do you accept this challenge? Excellent. Perfect. Last but not least, I want to call upon our president tonight, Ashvin Patel. In his responsibility, he is the CEO, the Chief Entertainment Officer of Adlibmasters. Well, also he does everything else that none of the other officers do. So that is setting the club goals and direction, establishing the supportive culture and environment, and I could attest to that. And his challenge is coming up with new one-liners every meeting to keep you all laughing. Ashvin Patel, as I shake my Montreal Shaker, do you accept this challenge? Excellent. We will put this on the Pony Express. It will be right to you shortly. Now, as you could tell over tonight's officer ceremony, it's been full of enthusiasm, a bit of vocal variety, maybe some suspense. I am confident that Ashvin, as your leader of Adlibmasters, as well as all the other club officers, are going to make this a successful club, if not the most successful club in Toastmasters International. Collectively, will you and your executive team become a President's Distinguished Club this year? If I could have you all unmute and just say aye. Excellent! Some salt on Ashvin's steak, maybe. Maybe not. By the authority vested in me as the B1 Area Director, it is my sincere pleasure to welcome all the new club officers for their annual term for the Adlib Club tonight. Thank you.